Good morning, you guys. I said I was gonna come out earlier and I didn't. It's like noon now, but I didn't sleep last night. There was a sun spider in my room and I got freaked out. My battery is dying and we just got out here, so that's cool. But yeah, there was a sun spider and I got scared, so yeah, I didn't sleep. I was having acid reflux. It was like a night. It was just a night. But once it's in my labs, we can't talk long. Because of that, I forgot my glasses. Like, I'm not together at all, you guys. I'm not well. I'm just tired. Good morning, you guys. How are you doing? I'm doing well. I started going on my walks again. 9 times out of 10, no one's outside, so that's beneficial. I'm trying to come earlier just to like ensure that no one's outside, but it's quiet. Like, you don't really hear movement right now. So anyways, yesterday I was on Instagram and I follow this page called Black Love Doc. They have, like, I believe 3 or 4 seasons highlighting, showcasing Black love, trials, tribulations, all that good stuff. Those are all things me. So they had one with Shanice and Flex, and I can't remember the other couple's names. And Flex starts crying because him and Shanice had an anniversary that came up, and he didn't have the money, and Chris ended up giving him the money to go on this date with his wife, and he broke down. It made me break down, but y'all know I cry over everything. But honestly, that was beautiful.
I never said anything with our anniversary, and I couldn't do anything for you. And Chris, he gave me 3.
It was like sad and beautiful at the same time, because he was saying like people abandoned him when he needed help, but when he was on top, there was everybody there. That's just like in life in general. Like, you make it and people all of a sudden want to be cool with you, but while you was in the struggle, nobody was there. So that was one of those situations. They showcased on a show, I can't remember what it's called, but it was a reality show with their family. And speaking of Shanice and Flex, and showed like what they had gone through, because they had lost so much money and this and that, and they went through a lot, okay? And they're still married, they're still in love. And so if you guys can, like, go to Instagram, Black Love Doc, and you're gonna see that. I don't remember how long it was or any of that, but y'all, it'll get you all in the field. So I don't know. That just goes to show me, like, all those things that are, those stigmas that are out there, especially regarding Black males. Like, to be free to have the world watch you be vulnerable on the internet is something so dope to me, so beautiful, so sexy. Like, I love vulnerability. I think it's dope, especially if it's not that manipulative kind of vulnerability. It's like real, you know what I mean? Beautiful. I do believe, like, it's such a turn on just to see vulnerability. Another turn on for me is watching men with their kids. Like, that's so hot to me. I don't know. Watching men with their kids, a man that cooks, a man that cleans, like, those things, those are sexy to me. Oh my God. And a man that has his shit together, like, ain't nothing hotter, okay? So that vulnerability thing, I was like, ooh, that's hot, child. Shanice, you better take him down after this. But yeah, I don't know that, it wasn't put out there in the past. um, men pass down to their sons that you're not supposed to cry, you're not supposed to show emotion, stuff like that. And you still have feelings. If you cut, you still bleed. You know what I mean? Like, these things happen. You have feelings. And I feel like if we could all be more honest with our feelings, it would be dope. I love vulnerability. So we had a mental health Monday on men and emotions. I don't know how long ago. But yeah, it was, I like stuff like that. To me, I like people that can have long, like, open discussions about their feelings, about how they view the world, stuff like that. Those are like dope ass talks to me. I remember like staying up until the wee hours, like listening to music and talking to my friend. I miss those things. I miss my friends. I'm just like a little blue because I'm kind of like, oh my God, I need to stop focusing on it. But my birthday's coming up and I just wanted to be with my family. Trying not to think about it, but it's only because it's a milestone birthday that I'm like sad. I'll stop yapping really quick because I need to finish my laps and these bugs, y'all. What's up, guys? It is now almost Tuesday. I missed out on my mental health Monday. I ended up talking to my friend for like 4.5 hours. It was the dopest 4.5 hours of my life, because it was a piece of home, and I appreciate pieces of home. So as far as my life is concerned, I've been having like a lot of emotional growth spurts, and it's helping me to see things more clearly through the lens that it should be seen through, and not like a lens of hiding my emotional like feelings, the things I do behind a screen of like, well, I'm on my period, or the stars are not aligning at this point. Like, it's not any of those things right now. It's literally things that, some baggage I haven't cleared out that needed to be cleared out. I spoke on this like a long time ago in a Mental Health Monday, about clearing out the baggage, and you have to do the work. And that's what I've been doing for the last year, is that. So on my emotional growth journey, I have been dissecting a lot of my life to fit pieces together to figure out what is going on with me. It's been enlightening, like, to say the least. And when I talk to people that are in the same journey as me, it really like solidifies things, because a lot of my friends are experiencing the same type of emotional growth and this journey in their lives at the same time. And I love that. I love people that we're all kind of going through things together at the same time and trying to figure things out. And for me, like, that's my jam. You know what I mean? That's my jam. You have to be an emotionally open and vulnerable person when you're going through these things. You can't just like sugarcoat it or use other language to cover up real feelings. So instead of saying like what's really going on in my life, I can start talking about something else. It's ill-related, but you have to read between the lines. I'm not that type of person. I literally just come out and say how I feel. And in this situation here, I just know that there's things that I carried over from my unhealed child version of myself, and I put it into this adult version of myself, and I have to do the work to heal that part of me that allowed myself to think so negatively about myself and value myself so very little. and I have to heal that part of myself in order to progress in my life. And talking to my friend today, I mean, we were on Instagram video for what seemed like an eternity, but also it seemed like it was 5 minutes. Like, those are the kind of friends that you want, where you're not like checking the time and like, oh my god, I need to get off here, like I gotta go do the dishes. Like, no, I literally brought her, I did the dishes with her, like she did everything with me, because I did not want the conversation to end. Like, it was just like, I don't know. And we were on the same spiritual journey, emotional growth journey, like everything just aligns in what was going on. And to be able to have like these deep, thought-provoking conversations, that's my jam. Like, you want to know how to get me wet? That's how to get me wet. Okay. So yeah, I love it. I love it all. So I guess for my mental health Monday, I'm saying, even though it's gonna post on a Tuesday, which is my daughter's day, and I don't really like posting on her days, but heal the inner child. Love the inner child, because even though I can heal, love on, and do all those things to someone else, it's very hard for me to do it for myself. Like, it's very hard for me to look at myself, give myself grace, and say like, it's okay that you made these mistakes. I look back at myself and I'm like, I am so disappointed in myself. Why didn't I do X, Y, and Z? Why didn't I go left instead of right? Why didn't I go up instead of down? And I don't give myself, like, I don't forgive myself for things that have happened to me. I literally just, I'm hard on myself. Like, I loved being in the position of being a fixer, but when that was just like a way for me to negate away from the fact that I needed fixing myself. So it's a journey, and I think it's gonna be one of the most eye-opening, thought-provoking journeys that I've been on yet. Like, it's gonna be one of those things where I come out of it and I'm like, whew. And this is why I'm trying to journal and make sure that I write down my rough, rugged, and raw feelings in the moment. And as I digest things that I'm reading and looking up things that I'm reading, I'm like, girl, you got this. Like, you're good, you're fine, you're golden. I've been inconsistent on here, and I really hate that I have been, but I've been working on me. Like, I've been doing the work that I need to do for me, and spending time with family. Like, I want to soak in all this stuff that's going on. If there's not one thing I got from being in this situation that we're currently in, like, we're all kind of in the same boats at the same time. We're all trying to swim upstream, and some of us have paddles, some of us don't, but we're all heading in like this very same direction, trying to get back a piece of what we had before. But I think the key is to look forward and get something better than what we had before. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I'm looking forward to the after, the better, the new, you know what I mean? I have a lot of anxiety. I have a lot of things that are going on in my head, and I have to combat those, and I have to fight with those, and I go back and forth with those. But I know, like, after, a better version of myself is going to emerge. I want to become someone that they're proud of, someone that they look at and they're like, you know what, it may have not always been perfect, but you're doing the work and you're trying to make it better. So that's where I'm at in life right now. Like, I want them to be proud of me. I want to be proud of me. Like, I want to do what needs to be done. You can go through life living in your own skin and not knowing yourself. I think that's crazy, but it happens all the time. And here I am getting to know me. Like, hi Tori, I'm Tori, what's up? That's pretty much where I'm at in my life, and I like this journey. I like getting to know myself. I like learning things about me, and I'm excited to see who I will be for the next chapter in my life. You know what I mean? What does this have in store for me? I don't know. So I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. This is not at all how the day was supposed to start, end, whatever. It was just supposed to be a regular. I was going to do a sit down. I had it in my head. I was going to do a sit down video, in the filming area. Didn't do it. I can't even find my other batteries, Lord. So I have a lot going on here, but I love you guys. Thank you for rocking with me. For those of you that do, I know I'm inconsistent. I know I fall off, but I'm doing the work. And I think what I'm going to do is just, like I always do, just bring you along with me as I am continuing this journey. Like, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna have a lot of ups and downs, but I'm excited to just see what emerges from this, you know? So again, I love you guys. Thank you so much for spending your minutes with me. I appreciate each and every one of you, new or old. I love you so much, and thank you so much for putting up with my inconsistent, yet, you know what I mean? Like I said, when I first started vlogging, I dubbed myself the inconsistent, consistent vlogger, because I will vlog my ass off every day, but I will not post. So I am, hello, the world's most inconsistent yet consistent blogger, and I hope it's nice to meet you. How y'all doing? Check in with me emotionally. I'll have to say, emotionally today, I felt happy, like talking to my friend. Oh my gosh, like she's already planning like so much for when I come back, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I have so many people that have like so many plans for me when I get back, and it's just so dope to still have these friends and still have these relationships, even though I've been away for almost 2 years. You know what I mean? Like, it's still dope that I can still call on my homies and be like, let's do this. Good afternoon. It is high noon, young time, all right? So this is the time of day where you're supposed to be nourishing yourself. Anyways, on this Mental Health Tuesday, apparently, I hope you're finding joy and peace and happiness at some point in this whole pandemic. Spring is where you start new projects and you have new ideas. This is a great time to be innovative, and all your ideas that you kind of were scared to do them now, because this is the time. This is a renewing, and this is where all new thoughts and ideas are born. So lean into it. We're going to talk today a little bit about communication. So I was telling my daughter about an interaction I just had where, okay, you know, everybody knows communication is a two-way street. So we have the receiver of the information and the giver of the information. And while some people believe that it's not your responsibility on how people respond to what the message is, I do believe that if you want something to be understood, it is your responsibility to make sure that the person understands it in the way that you want it to be understood, and not taken offensively or you're hurting them. So I, as a listener and as a person that I love to communicate, try to make sure that the message that I'm giving is sent to the person in the proper way. Like, I want to make sure that they are understanding what I'm trying to say. So, and then when they transmit their information back to me, I want to make sure that I'm receiving it in the way that they intended it. So, yesterday I had a talk, not with the same friend that I had the bomb-ass talk with someone else, and I was communicating my feelings about something. Their attention span was like that of an ant, and they were all over the place talking about things that were ill related to what I was speaking about. Here's where my toxic behavior begins, because I immediately shut down when I feel like someone's disregarding my feelings, thoughts, or anything. And instead of trying to press the issue and constantly be like, well, this is what I mean, and keep going, I immediately just shut down. After I explained it a couple times, I'm like, nope, no more. So then I shut down and shut the person out, because yeah, that's a part of something, a toxic trait of mine, where I'm just like, I'm done. So with right now, I want to focus all my energy on communication, because it's, number one, a weakness of mine. And you're only as strong as your weakest link, and communication is mine when it comes to feeling disregarded. I have to feel like I have to find a way to still be able to communicate effectively while working past that feeling of being disregarded. Okay, so trauma and childhood are things that bring that stuff up for me. Okay, so when you look at things and how you react, a lot of times you can see that inner wounded child responding to things. I was shut down and disregarded as a kid because obviously the era, you weren't supposed to be seen or heard. You're just supposed to shut the fuck up and go in a corner and listen to the people but not say nothing. So I felt very unheard for much of my life. So the minute I don't feel heard, the inner wounded child in me comes out and I just shut up. I have nothing more to say at this point. So I'm trying to heal that part of me, because I recognize that part was never healed and never properly addressed. When I was in therapy, I had so many other surrounding issues that I didn't even focus on that. So there's a lot of healing that has to come with that, and that's my communication. And I encourage you guys, when I look at some of the things that go on with my mental health, it stems back from way back yonder, way back. My anxiety started way back as a kid. I have a hard time dealing with people yelling and escalating. Oh, that gives me such anxiety. When I think somebody is about to hurt their kids, their animals, or their significant other, I get very triggered. I get very emotional. And these are things that are way back in my history. Way, way, way back. So, yeah, when you're looking at things that actually bother your mental health, you might have to dig a little deeper than the situation that's happening currently. You might have to look at something that's happened long ago and heal that inner part of yourself. So if you have anxiety, if you can actually trace or remember where you started feeling anxious, that might help you heal. So those are the parts of me that I'm trying to heal. Get rid of anxiety, get rid of depression, get rid of all those feelings. So if you can, look back at those and see, if you can heal that part of yourself, where it began, and let you know, this is not the world that you're living in now, and you have control of that. And I think that was one way that I tried to undo things, was because I felt out of control. So I became a control freak to combat the feelings that I had when I was younger and I didn't feel in control. It's crazy. You know what? I'm trying to heal. So I wish I would have done it sooner. And that's when I began mad at myself. But when my kids watch me facilitate healing, it helps them heal parts of them. If I can heal me, I can help to heal them. I can't heal everything, because some of the things that they have pain, hurt, and angst from is not related to me. But I definitely will try. I've had my share of issues, and I'm okay with sharing it. I'm a very open person when it comes to my feelings, when it comes to whatever with my children. I'm very open. They literally don't have to be afraid of whatever when they talk to me. Make sure you're loving yourself, because that's the highest form of love, is self-love. Yourself. Give yourself grace, and don't be so hard on yourself, because we are our worst critics. And then people who are not critical enough of themselves, they put it on other people. So we just look, this lens is so skewed that we look through. I'm not gonna look at my shit, so I'm gonna look at your shit. You know what I mean? Like, no, okay? We all need to look at our own stuff and heal, because a lot of the things that are projected onto other people, trapped in a mug, are things that are not healed within ourselves. And it's hard for other people that you're taking your frustrations out on to be sympathetic when you are projecting onto them. You know what I mean? So they're not gonna be like, oh, well, when little Timmy was 6, his mom didn't hug him. They're not gonna care. They're gonna be like, this mother. You know what I mean? Because you can't keep attacking someone and thinking they're gonna give you passes, okay? So just love yourselves, heal yourselves to be better people for it. Love you guys so much. Thank you for spending your minutes with me. I really appreciate my inconsistent, consistent ass. I couldn't ask for a better YouTube family.